Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Ocean State Aquatics TV, and today we're going to be talking about the electric blue crayfish. The electric blue crayfish, which I have some in the tanks behind me right now. We have a few in stock at our Seekonk location, some smaller and some bigger ones. They look like little mini lobsters, but contrary to popular belief, they are not actually lobsters. They are related to them though, they're in the same family. They have some of the same characteristics, but they stay smaller in size. And they're actually endemic to Florida, and they're freshwater. Crayfish, just like lobsters and shrimp, which I've talked about before, they molt in order to grow in size. So when they're smaller, they will molt a lot more frequently than they do when they are fully grown, but they can still molt when they're fully grown. So it is very important that you have stable calcium and alkalinity levels in your tank so that they can keep growing and keep molting. It's also really good to leave the molt in your tank after. They do like to eat it sometimes to regain extra calcium that they have lost during the molting process. It is common if you have a tank with more than one crayfish in it, say at a store or during shipment, they can accidentally lose a limb, like a claw or something, but do not worry because the next time they molt, it will grow back. So if you order one or if you get one from a store and it only has one claw, that is not a problem. The second claw will grow back. Generally, the anatomy of a crayfish is they will have two big claws. Those big claws are really mostly for defense. They have smaller limbs closer to their mouth that they use for foraging for food, for eating, cleaning, other activities that they would need smaller arms for. Their big claws mostly, like I said before, just for defense. Speaking of their claws, you do have to be wary what fish you put them in. They do most of their hunting at night actually, so sometimes they can sneak up on sleeping fish. You also want to be careful, you only want to put them with fish that are faster moving so they don't get nipped at. They can sometimes try to come after fish, are not very successful with it because fish are a lot faster than they are. Want to let you know, just be wary what you put them with. Sometimes they do actually catch some fish and some may go missing. So as long as you worry about that before you put one in your tank, they should be fine in most community tanks. Minimum tank size around 40 gallons. They're a great addition. They do get roughly 4 to 6 inches. So you just want to be cautious, I guess, that they are going to get to a pretty decent size and they can, like I said before, grab some of your fish. On to more general facts about the crayfish. Like I said before, they get roughly about 4 to 6 inches full grown. They also live roughly 5 to 6 years in captivity. In the wild, they will actually live much longer, but if your tank conditions are really ideal, you can get a few more years out of them, which is awesome. Also, like I said before, minimum tank size of 40 gallons if you're putting them in a community style tank. Contrary to what you might think, crayfish actually like cooler temperatures, so anywhere from 65 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit is the perfect temperature range for them. They do like it a little bit closer to 70, but any of those cooler waters in that range is going to be great for them. Another really great aspect about the electric blue crayfish is that they love to redecorate your tank, so don't be surprised if they do. They love caves, so they will find any sort of decoration. They can dig down, they will move your substrate around. You cannot have them with live plants because they love to eat them. They will trim them, they will eat them, they will uproot everything, and they can move everything around, which is really, really cool to watch them do. Definitely don't put them in a planted tank because they will eat all of them right away. They are omnivores, so they actually love to be fed blanched vegetables, so cucumbers, kale, or hardier vegetables. Anything in the squash family is really great to feed your crayfish. Other great, more prepared foods are going to be sinking pellets, algae wafers. They will eat any uneaten food left on the bottom of the tank. Feed them frozen krill, any sort of frozen food, fish tank grade food, obviously. Clams on the half shell, or monster mix, basically any of those frozen foods. These crayfish are actually endemic to rivers in Florida, which is awesome. They like more neutral to slightly acidic water, so anywhere from 6.5 to 7 for a pH is going to be the perfect ideal range for them. And last but not least, they are actually really easy to breed. If you have success keeping them in a tank, if you want to try to breed them and have babies, it's not very hard to do. The main problem you're gonna have is finding the difference between male and female, and it's actually relatively easy. You just have to grab them, flip them upside down. The males actually have a separate extra set of claspers on the bottom behind all of their legs they actually use during mating. And the females don't have them. Another way to tell is if the female is holding eggs, she will hold them under her swimmerettes, which are those little legs on the back of the crayfish underneath their tail. You'll see if she is holding eggs underneath them. That is another way to tell if she is a female. The males also tend to have a narrower tail than the females do. Crayfish are a really cool addition to any community tank as long as you have more faster swimming fish, or you can have a tank just with themselves. I know I have one. All right, thank you guys for watching another episode of Ocean State Aquatics TV, and keep it fresh.